All right, guys. New episode, new year. Really excited. Happy New Year's to you, Nathan. Happy New Year
Happy
to
New
everyone
Year,
watching.
Udit. Thank you. Happy New Year, everybody.
So we're gonna get right into it. Last week, 2-2. Our parlay didn't hit, but
We're close though.
really confident at first half of games that it would hit. Didn't really expect the Colts to choke the lead like that. So that's just disappointing. And the fact that the over under was set at 54.5 and the Packers and Titans scored 54, that's just
54.
pain.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Tennessee, you with Derrick Henry, you need to do better than put up 14 points. But shout out to the Packers defense for that. That was pretty good, and
Amen.
hopefully indicative of what's about to come in the playoffs.
I mean, I was as a Packers fan for that game. Was I happy? But
Yes,
it would have been cool if the Titans were able to kick one more field goal or something, get that over. But that's okay. It happens. That's why it's so
you
tricky.
know that's why every week it's a whole new week. So we
hmm
got new picks for the guys. I'm
Yes,
gonna
sir.
start off this week. My first one, pretty simple, straightforward. I'm gonna take Los Angeles Chargers -3.5 at -110. They're playing the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 14-1, locked up the 1 seed, already benching Patrick Mahomes for I don't even know how old, but very old Chad Henne. So not too worried about the Chiefs. They're just getting some their best players some rest, getting some other people some play time, I guess. Justin Herbert, great future quarterback, has a very bright future in front of him. I think it's an easy win. I think they cover.
hmm
The next one, I know I talked to Nathan about this before we started recording. He's a little shocked, I'd say, but I'm taking the Rams money line against the Cardinals plus 160. Now this one I'm pretty confident on, and here's why.
hmm
Rams defense has to be top 5 in the league. It's very
Easily,
good.
easily,
Easily,
easily.
easily, easily very good. So they're gonna give first ever start John Wolford some solid field position, I think. And Jalen Ramsey, DeAndre Hopkins, I think that kind of cancels out. I think that'll be a
hmm
great matchup to see. But I don't think either one of them has like a standout game. I think they'll
hmm
cancel each other out. Kyler Murray, lower leg injury. I don't know. Cliff Kingsbury was 50-50 on if he'd play or not. Luckily, the Cardinals are playing him, so they have a shot. But personally, I think that lower leg injury will play a huge factor. I don't know if Kyler will be able to scramble as well or be
hmm
able to run out of the pocket or extend
Yep.
plays as well.
hmm
So, and that is another advantage for the Rams
Rams.
defense.
Uh-huh.
Other reason why I'm choosing the Rams is Sean McVay. Great coach,
hmm
fantastic coach. I think no matter each week, he gives his offense a shot. And a lot of people are down John Wolford. I honestly understand where they're coming from, but been on the team since 2019, practice squad, played in all 4 preseason games, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and about 60% pass completion. So he knows the system,
hmm
right? He's not so like Sean McVay doesn't necessarily have to worry about that.
hmm
He's definitely gonna maybe dumb down the playbook a little bit, lower the nerves at the beginning of the game for sure.
hmm
But I think it's definitely doable. And he also has Cam Akers, still has Robert Woods. So he still has a few weapons. No Cooper
Is,
Cup.
is Cam Akers back
Cooper,
this game?
Cam Akers is going to be back this game. I'm pretty
Okay,
sure.
cool. Uh-huh. Okay.
If he isn't back, then that's a little
hmm
interesting. But I believe he is back,
hmm
and that gives the Rams a huge push. And I think the Rams win and help the Bears make it into the playoffs as well.
Interesting. I agree with that. I agree with your point. If the whole difficulty in guarding Kyler is his mobility, but if that's limited and he's forced to be a pocket passer, I feel like given his height, that's also kind of a disadvantage because he usually has to run around a bit to get good passes off. So
Exactly.
it's very easy to contain Kyler this game, probably. And yeah, like you said, if the Rams' backup quarterback, if he can just game manage essentially and just not turn the ball over, then I agree with you. I think the Rams do have a pretty
He
good
just needs
shot
to
at
be
taking the
efficient.
game.
Nothing,
Mhm.
nothing, nothing fancy, nothing
Mhm.
great. Just needs to be. And if he doesn't convert, if they're not in good position to score,
Mhm.
put Cardinals offense in a bad position, or in a position to march 80 yards
Mhm.
down the field to score against a great defense. So
Yep.
he needs to manage the clock, manage the
Mhm.
game, take it one play at a time, and I think they have a
Mhm.
shot.
All right. Yeah, those sound good. All right. So I guess I'll talk about my two picks for the week. And so this week, the two games I'm picking are the Titans and Texans, and the Cowboys and the Giants. So for my first pick, I got the Titans covering the spread at -7.5. A couple of reasons. So number one, Titans offense is top three in the league. That's no debate. And the Texans defense is garbage. The Texans allow 28.2 points per game. The Titans score 30 points per game. Uh, the Texans allow 151.7 rush yards per game, which is second worst in the league. Titans have the best running back in football right now. Um, and then yeah, they're second. I mean, they're second in rushing with like 160 rush yards per game. So I just think that Tennessee is going to outscore the Texans way too fast. And not only that, but they're playing to seal the division and get a home game in the playoffs during Wild Card weekend. So I think with that added motivation, along with the fact that just in terms of like offense defense matchup, they clearly outclassed the Texans. I'm a huge fan of taking the Titans -7.5 for that game.
Yeah, I like that. I agree with everything you say. The only question I have is the Titans did nothing last week against the Packers, and the Packers don't
Mhm.
have like an amazing defense. I'd say it's
Yep.
about average to above average. I
Mhm.
think they have a good pass defense. Run defense isn't that great, but they
Mhm.
did great. They did well enough to stop Derrick Henry. Do you think
Right.
any of that affects your just like your thoughts for this week?
Not
Um,
necessarily, just because another thing to consider was that it was snowing like hell during that game, and
mhm,
Tennessee's a warm weather team. They're not used to playing in cold, inclement weather. So that climate really played a huge advantage to Green Bay's, um, just because they're obviously used to the cold weather football and
mhm.
snow with Aaron Rodgers and the rest of that squad.
I agree. That's a good point.
So
And
I
this
would
is
I would
at
take that.
Houston too, so it's
Yeah,
gonna be
it's
warm
a
weather.
exactly. And then yeah, I kind of take that. I wouldn't say like that. Even though like that was a good win, I wouldn't say that's like the normal Tennessee Titans. That was just like Tennessee caught completely off guard by trying to play in weather they're not used to. So I would definitely expect them to play much better football against a terrible Texans defense.
No, I agree.
Mhm.
I like that point.
Mhm.
Talk about the Cowboys next.
Yep. So I got the Cowboys covering at -1. Uh, you would think this would be a super close game, but then I was kind of looking through some metrics and stuff. And I noticed that the past three games, the Cowboys have been killing it. Like they had
Andy
a
Dalton
plus.
stepped up.
He's been playing very. Yeah, to that point, Andy Dalton past three games, he's had a 118 passer rating. He's completed 66% of his passes. He's had a 7 touchdown to 1 interception ratio. And so like he's clearly been playing much better. And not only that, but like Cowboys as a whole have been playing much better football. Over the past three games combined, they've had a point differential of +51. And not only that, but the Giants are kind of on like a cold stretch right now. They've only scored 26 points combined the past
Mhm.
three games. And then on top of that, throughout even the whole year, they allow an average quarterback rating of 95.6, which is pretty good. Or I mean, like good for the other team, bad for them. And then last game they gave up 6.2 yards per carry. So I
And
think
who is
the
that
Giants.
against?
Um, crap, I forgot who did they play.
Let's look it up.
Okay.
Because you bring up good points. The only
Oh, it was Baltimore. It was
thing,
Baltimore. It was Baltimore.
yeah, I mean
Hmm.
that's kind of like a given with Lamar Jackson and Joshua,
Hmm.
J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards. My only question to you is the Giants defense is pretty
Hmm.
solid. James Bradbury's a good corner.
Hmm.
They have a really good defensive lineman as well. They have a good solid defensive line in general.
Hmm.
Um, so what are your thoughts on Giants defense? Do they keep them in this game? Does Daniel Jones play well against the Cowboys defense. What are your
Oh,
thoughts?
I mean, against Cowboys defense, I expect him to play better than he usually plays against other teams. But
Hmm.
no, I don't think the Giants defense is going to pose that big of a problem for the Cowboys, just because they've been allowing a bunch of teams to kind of run over them the past 3 games. And just going off trends and then just seeing the way the Cowboys are trending, they're completely trending in the right direction offensively. Andy Dalton's been
Yeah.
playing his best football in a very long time. They have the offensive weapons. I think last game, Amari Cooper and it was either Michael Gallup or CeeDee Lamb. Both of them had over 100 yards receiving in that game. So Andy Dalton can definitely dish it out to everybody, and he takes advantage of like the weapons they have. So I think
Yeah.
honestly,
I
I think
mean,
-1's a little low. I think the Cowboys could probably win by much more than that.
yeah, I know. I saw a few reports are saying that like there's rumors out there that if
Hmm.
Andy Dalton somehow wins the division and takes
Hmm.
them to the playoffs, then like he could be in contention for next year's starting spot. So like I mean I agree with you on the trends there. I'm
Hmm.
not necessarily sure if I agree with that report, but
Hmm.
definitely agree with you on the trends. I think Cowboys are trending up at the right time and Giants are trending down at the wrong time, to be honest. 'Cause
Hmm.
they were pretty hot. And then Daniel Jones went down before the Browns game.
Hmm.
That was a tough loss. And then the Ravens just ran all over them. So I agree. I think the Cowboys do take that -1.
Hmm.
So that's 4 picks. I think we're feeling better about these picks than last week's picks.
I mean, to be fair, we had good
Um,
picks last week too, but sometimes
we
we
had
have bad
good
luck.
picks last week. I think our only concern is maybe that Rams money line, but I don't know. I really like that. I think it's gonna be a shock to most people, but
Hmm.
if it hits, it hits. Right now our parlay is at plus 1672. So that means if you put down $5, you're gonna win $83.58. I
Not bad.
mean, small
Hmm.
risk for a huge reward.
Hmm.
Hopefully it happens. I think it happens. I have faith in John Wolford there.
Yep, I got faith in these picks. Second time's the charm.